What if I told you that the secret to financial freedom isn't making more money? It's actually doing the opposite of what freedom sounds like. This counterintuitive truth changed everything for me, and by the end of this video, it'll change how you think about money forever. But first, smash that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to share goes against everything society teaches us about wealth. But first, smash that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to share goes against everything society teaches us about wealth. Here's the paradox that most people never understand. Discipline doesn't restrict your freedom, it creates it. Let me explain. When you have no financial discipline, you might think you're free. You buy what you want when you want it. You swipe that card without thinking. You tell yourself, I deserve this. And in that moment, it feels like freedom. But fast forward 6 months, a year, 5 years, now you're drowning in debt. You can't quit that job you hate because you need the paycheck. You can't take risks because you're living paycheck to paycheck. You can't say no to overtime because the credit card bill is due. You can't invest in opportunities because there's nothing left to invest. That freedom you thought you had, it was actually a prison with a delayed lock. You just didn't hear the door slam shut until it was too late. Now flip it. Imagine you practice financial discipline. You create a budget and stick to it. You automate your savings before you touch your paycheck. You say no to impulse purchases. You delay gratification. This feels restrictive at first, right? It feels like you're telling yourself no all the time. But here's what happens. 6 months later, you have an emergency fund. A year later, you're debt-free. 5 years later, you're investing consistently, building passive income, and suddenly, you have options. You can walk away from toxic situations because you're not financially trapped. You can take calculated risks because you have a safety net. You can invest in your dreams because you've built the foundation. That is real freedom. Freedom built on the bedrock of discipline. So, how do you actually build this discipline that creates freedom? It comes down to 4 essential pillars. Master these, and you'll transform your financial future. The first pillar is conscious spending. This isn't about deprivation, it's about awareness and intentionality. Most people spend unconsciously. They have no idea where their money goes. It just disappears. $20 here, $50 there, a subscription they forgot about, another impulse buy on Amazon. Death by 1,000 financial cuts. Conscious spending means you know exactly where every dollar goes before it leaves your account. You're not asking, can I afford this? You're asking, does this align with my values and goals? Here's the practice. Before any non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. For anything over $100, wait a week. During that time, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Will this still matter to me in 6 months? 2. Am I buying this to fill an emotional void? 3. What am I trading for this? Because every purchase is a trade, money now for freedom later. This simple practice will cut your unnecessary spending by 40–60% immediately. That's not restriction, that's liberation from unconscious habits that were stealing your future. The second pillar is automation. Here's a secret. You can't rely on willpower alone. Willpower is a finite resource that gets depleted throughout the day. The wealthy don't rely on discipline moment to moment. They build systems that make discipline automatic. Here's the framework. I call it the pay yourself first system. When your paycheck hits, money should automatically flow to 20% to savings and investments. First, not whatever's left over. Left over is always 0. 30% to fixed expenses and bills, 50% to variable spending. Set this up once, and your future self is funded before your present self can sabotage it. You remove the decision fatigue. You remove the temptation. You build wealth while you sleep. Most people save what's left after spending. Wealthy people spend what's left after saving. That one reversal changes everything. The third pillar is the no-debt mindset, and I need you to hear this clearly. Debt is not normal. It's not inevitable. It's not just how life works. Debt is modern slavery. When you owe someone money, they own a piece of your future labor. Every payment is a portion of your life that you've already sold. Now, I'm not talking about strategic debt like a reasonable mortgage or business loans that generate more income than they cost. I'm talking about consumer debt, credit cards, car loans for vehicles you can't afford, financing furniture, buying lifestyle on borrowed money. Here's the discipline that creates freedom. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it once. If you want something that costs $1,000, you need $2,000 in liquid assets. Why? Because the first 1,000 proves you can afford it without sabotaging your financial foundation. This rule single-handedly will prevent you from most financial mistakes. It forces you to build wealth before expanding lifestyle. And when you do buy something, there's no debt hanging over you, no regret, just pure enjoyment. The freedom from debt is the foundation of every other freedom you want in life. The fourth pillar is maintaining a clear vision of your future, because discipline without purpose is just suffering. You need to know why you're making these sacrifices. What are you building toward? Is it financial independence by 45? The ability to support your aging parents, starting your own business, never worrying about money again, having the freedom to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you? Get specific. Write it down. Make it visual. Because when you're tempted to break discipline, and you will be, you need to remember what you're trading that momentary pleasure for. You're not giving up happiness now for happiness later. You're giving up fleeting dopamine hits for sustained peace, security, and genuine freedom. That's not even a fair trade. It's highway robbery in your favor. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. When you combine these four pillars, something magical happens, the compound effect. Small disciplines repeated over time don't just add up, they multiply. Let's look at a real example. Say you're 25 years old and you commit to saving and investing just $500 a month with a modest 8% annual return. By 35, you'll have about $92,000. Nice, but not life-changing yet. By 45, over $300,000. Now we're talking. By 55, over $745,000. And by 65, you're looking at over $1.5 million. That's $500 a month, probably less than most people spend on eating out and entertainment, turning into complete financial independence. That's the power of discipline meeting time. But here's what most people miss. The compound effect works in reverse too. $500 a month of undisciplined spending, the daily coffee, the impulse buys, the subscriptions you don't use, the interest on credit cards, compounds into over $1.5 million of lost wealth by retirement. Same amount. Opposite outcome. You're either compounding wealth or compounding poverty. There's no neutral. The choice you make today echoes through decades. Every small discipline is an investment. Every small lack of discipline is a debt, and the interest rate is brutal. But when you get this right, when you master the discipline, something incredible happens. The discipline gets easier while the rewards get bigger. In the beginning, you're fighting for every small win. 5 years in, it's automatic. 10 years in, you're operating on a completely different level than 95% of people. You're not worried about money anymore. You're not stressed about bills. You're not trapped in jobs or relationships because of financial dependence. You're making decisions based on what you want, not what you can afford. That's what freedom actually looks like. And it's built entirely on the foundation of discipline. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but you don't understand my situation. I have student loans. I'm barely making ends meet. I have kids. I started late. I made mistakes. Let me address this head on. First, your past doesn't determine your future. Your decisions today do. I don't care if you're 22 or 52, if you're broke or in debt, if you made terrible financial decisions for the last decade. Today is day one of your new financial life if you decide it is. Second, discipline at any level creates freedom at that level. If you can only save $50 a month right now, that's infinitely better than zero. Small disciplines create momentum, and momentum creates bigger disciplines, which create bigger results. The biggest obstacle isn't your situation, it's your mindset. Let me share the 3 mental traps that keep people financially stuck. Trap number 1. The I deserve it mentality. You worked hard this week, so you deserve that expensive dinner. You've been stressed, so you deserve that shopping spree. This mentality is poison. Here's the reframe. You deserve financial freedom more than you deserve temporary comfort. You deserve to not be stressed about money more than you deserve that purchase. Future you deserves your discipline today. Trap number 2. Chirby and Bree. Tracker or dar-e. Comparison. You see friends, colleagues, or influencers living larger than you. They have the car, the house, the vacations. You feel like you're missing out. Here's the reality. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most of that lifestyle you're seeing is financed. It's rented wealth, not real wealth. They're not ahead of you. They're in debt to look like they're ahead of you. Real wealth is invisible, it's sitting in investment accounts, not parked in driveways. Stop comparing your disciplined reality to someone else's financed fantasy. Trap number 3, perfectionism. You're waiting for the perfect time to start, when you make more money, when you have no debt, when you understand investing completely, when life is less chaotic. That perfect time doesn't exist. Imperfect action today beats perfect planning forever. Start with what you have, where you are. Adjust as you go. The compound effect doesn't reward perfect, it rewards consistent. Here's what actually happens when you commit to this path, and I want to be real with you about this because it's not all sunshine. Months 1 to 3, the honeymoon phase. You're excited. You've got your budget, your savings account has money in it, you're feeling in control for the first time. This is empowering. Months 4-8. The grind. This is where most people quit. The newness has worn off. You're saying no to things while others say yes. You're not seeing dramatic results yet. You're wondering if it's worth it. This is the valley of discipline, and it will test you. Here's what you need to know. Everyone who succeeded financially went through this. This is the filter. This is what separates those who transform their lives from those who don't. Don't quit in the valley. Months 9-18. The breakthrough. Something shifts. The habits are automatic now. You're not fighting yourself anymore, and the results are becoming visible. Your savings account has real money. Your debt is shrinking or gone. You feel different, calmer, more confident, more in control. Year 2 and beyond. The compounding. Now the magic happens. Money makes money. Your investments are growing. You have opportunities that weren't available before. You're making decisions from abundance, not scarcity. And here's the beautiful part. The discipline that was so hard at first. It's just who you are now. You don't think about it. It's automatic. You've rebuilt your identity. You're not someone trying to be disciplined. You're someone who is disciplined. And that identity shift changes everything. So, let's come back to where we started. Discipline equals freedom. It's not a catchy phrase, it's a fundamental truth about how reality works. The temporary freedom of undisciplined spending is a trap. It feels good in the moment but steals your future. Real freedom, the kind that lasts, the kind that gives you options, the kind that lets you live on your terms, is built on the foundation of daily discipline. Every budget you stick to is a brick in your fortress of freedom. Every automated investment is a soldier fighting for your future. Every time you delay gratification, you're buying back a piece of your life. Every conscious spending decision is a vote for the person you're becoming. You don't need a massive income to start. You don't need perfect knowledge. You don't need ideal circumstances. You need to make one decision: that your future matters more than your comfort, that your freedom matters more than your feelings, that the person you're becoming matters more than the pleasure you're postponing. The path is simple. I didn't say easy, I said simple. Master the 4 pillars. Build your systems. Trust the compound effect. Push through the valley. And on the other side, you'll find something most people never experience. Genuine financial freedom. Your future self is watching you right now, hoping you'll make the right choice. Don't let them down. The discipline starts today. The freedom follows. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Drop a comment telling me which of the 4 pillars you're committing to this week. And remember, you're not sacrificing freedom for discipline. You're trading fake freedom for real freedom. That's discipline equals freedom. Now go build yours.